Let's bring down that old bicycle so I can start using it. Welcome to the old barn, where I tried to fix up this old Gazelle bicycle. It wasn't always stored on a ledge like this. I put it there just for the video. Now let's bring it down. Finding the camera. Oh, this thing is terribly heavy. The scale on this thing goes to 22 kilograms. Here we go. I would say that's 21 kilograms. Now let's see, what can I say about this bicycle? Apparently not a lot, because the camera battery is empty. Well, I'm back. I charged the battery, took a test ride, and now I should have something to say about this bicycle. First of all, I'm surprised that these tires are still good. They are from Continental. I have definitely driven bicycles with worse tires. And by the way, how do you like my new bicycle pump? It's a jumbo pump, and it's actually made in the Netherlands. No affiliation. I'm just surprised that they still make something in this country. So I got this bicycle from my aunt, her estate, and it obviously belonged to my uncle years ago. It's pretty old school with these solid brake linkages, but I don't believe it is that old, judging by all of the plastic parts that were used. And also the rear tail light, it's rather modern. I think it's some sort of retro model from the 80s or 90s, no older. It does have a fitting name for its weight, solide, or solid in English. By the way, this beige color is so for old people. I don't like it one bit. It has some issues, but with some work it should be a decent bicycle again. And I do need something to cycle on while I'm trying to fix up my old banger. So what did I find out during my test rides? Well, it rolls, so the wheels are in square, and the brakes still work, so no problem there. Although you don't really need brakes in this flat country. This rear light still works. It's surprising that the battery is still okay. The rear tail light doesn't work, but the front light still works. Although it has an old school generator, and I kind of hate these things. They are rather noisy, and the drag they cause makes cycling no fun. I think the frame is about the right size for me, but the handlebar here is oddly shaped, and it keeps hitting my knees when I'm taking a turn. But a simple height adjustment might fix that problem. So here you can see the problem. And I cannot replace this handlebar because of the solid brake linkage. And to be honest, that is kind of the reason why I like this bicycle. It is probably also the reason why it is so heavy. I guess I will just have to get used to it. As you can see, there's something wrong with the chain guard. Maybe some of these plastic tabs got broken off. It is also missing the rear section here that allows you to lube the chain. So this is something that will have to be fixed. Although I do have a brand new replacement with a Kawasaki green color. But I guess anything is better than this beige color. Unfortunately, there are some other issues with this bicycle. I cannot get it in second gear. I tried to adjust the linkage back here, but second gear isn't there. And second gear, being direct drive, is the most efficient and useful in this rather flat country. A few years ago, when I just got the bicycle, I had a look inside this hub. At the time I couldn't find any gear, and what I found inside was a whole lot of dirt, almost like somebody put sawdust inside the hub. I know it's an old trick, something you would do to an old car gearbox to make it sound better, but in this case it was just weird. Well, I cleaned it out and put everything back together, and after that I couldn't find second gear, so the bicycle ended up on the attic. Before I open up this hub again, I'm going to try and see if I can find a replacement. That way I can transplant the whole inside and hopefully get things fixed. But before I worry about that hub, I got more pressing issues that need to be fixed so I can continue using this bicycle. There's a couple of broken springs here. But I think I can still fix them with a piece of wire. Yeah, this saddle cover is toast. But I happen to have a leather saddle cover from an old Brooks saddle. It's a bit funky, some mildew, but maybe this will fit. If I cannot make this fit, I'll take the saddle from my old Banger, and then when the lockdown is over, I'll buy a new one. So I had a bit of a look, and it is probably doable, although this cover is a bit more narrow than the frame. But in these important matters, my ass gets to decide, and it just doesn't like it. Just doesn't like the idea. So I'm going to borrow the saddle from my old Banger. It's probably easier that way. Now this cheap Chinesian saddle cost maybe €5 at the Action store, and my ass kind of likes it, and that's always a good sign. So now I should also adjust the height of the handlebar. Well, I never dealt with linkage like this before. There's a lot of play on this coupling here. Maybe that's just a plastic cover. Okay, I think we're good there. I think I will need to loosen up these nuts, and then I should be able to move the handlebar up. up. Come on, move. It doesn't want to go up. I need to get my persuader. Maybe this little nylon thing into it. Okay, I'll get this sorted out, but the camera is in my way. I actually managed to dent the handlebar when I hit it with the nylon hammer. That's kind of surprising. This coupling here in the linkage seems to be stuck. It probably got rusted solid, so that will take a moment to free up. I'm trying to get this linkage freed up, but it is fighting me all the way, and I cannot figure out how this works, how to remove this stupid thing. The light is in the way. It actually already broke because of my hammer action. The lower fork here, it came undone. It just screws on there, and I cannot move it up or down. Either the handlebar or the fender is in the way, and this thing isn't helping. I'm starting to hate this linkage shit. I can now understand why they are not using this system anymore. So it took a while to get this part freed up, but now I should be able to adjust the height of the handlebar after I put everything back together. So with the help of a little bit of heat, I finally managed to free up the linkage and adjust the handlebar height. It only took an hour. So yeah, I can imagine why these solid linkages are no longer being used. They're a huge pain in the ass when things go wrong. I think the bell has seen better days. Anyway, it's time for a test drive. I should probably keep it short because it is raining a little. So here we are again, back on the dirt road for another test drive. Bicycle feels fine. Although the brakes aren't doing anything, hardly anything. But the saddle height adjustment and the handlebar adjustment are working out fine. That's a good improvement. Time well spent. Well, I might continue this the next time when I got the parts to fix the hub, because I really want that second brake, because I really want that second gear. Hi there, Mrs. Duck. And she's gone. No brakes. Okay. That was more or less successful. I guess I'll continue this another time. The video you just saw was shot more than 18 months ago and was originally uploaded to the Rolling Random channel. But I've decided to upload most of my bicycle videos to this new channel. And I'm doing this because I understand that small channels need to stick to more or less the same content in order to have a chance for success. It will also give me a chance to try and improve the editing on the original video just a bit, and I believe that's also very important. There are plenty of other reasons, but I'm not going to bore you with all of those. What you currently see here is my uncle's old Gazelle bicycle 18 months later. Still very dirty from the previous winter, because I have not used this bicycle for a long time, because it's broken. Don't worry, it'll get fixed in time, but for now I have other priorities. Over the previous 1.5 years, I've done some work to this bicycle and made some videos, and I will start to upload those videos to this channel over the coming winter. Let's see, there's a video about fixing the chain guard, that by the way still has a very convenient loophole, and I think I will upload that video for next week after I made some minor tweaks. Then there was this long video about fixing up this Brooks leather saddle, and I will try and make that a bit shorter, because who among us has the time for an hour-long video? And also, most people, including myself, have the attention span of a goldfish. There are just plenty of other good reasons to keep it short, the most important being it shortens the time spent on editing. Then there are some videos about the Sturmey Archer 3-speed hub that I try to fix, but I guess I didn't do a good job, because currently first gear is no longer working. I think it's the ratchet inside the hub shell, but it could also be the pawls, both were badly rusted. I do have a spare wheel with the correct 3-speed, and that's a good thing, because the current wheel has some broken spokes, and that is causing a significant sideways wobble, making this bicycle unpleasant to ride. But like I said before, I will eventually fix my uncle's old bicycle again, because I've come to really enjoy the ride quality. Well, I guess that's more than enough for this shit show, and let's finish this with the last bit of the original content. Like, subscribe, yada yada yada, and to be continued.